going to meet me on the steps of the Capitol building on September 12th. They will not ignore us this time. How many of you... I end with this, my last speaker almost segued perfectly for me. How many of you have now gone to at least a Democratic meeting or a GOP meeting in the last month or two? We all need to be there.
Yes.
You all need to be involved. Let's change from within. Don't let the same old rule. If this goes through and if you get the same old candidates, look at your neighbors. Look at yourselves. Your fault. I will not submit to apathy ever again. Ever again. Thank you very much.
This is my letter, a copy of my letter that I'm going to send to my congressman. Okay. I don't know about you guys, but I am very concerned about this present health care reform bill that is now before Congress. There are a lot of things that I think need to be changed, but I think we can change those things without changing our whole way of life and doing things the way we're doing them now. I do not like the idea of the federal government having any say-so or control in the type of health care treatment that I may receive. I am afraid that this bill will do damage to the doctor-patient relationship. I am afraid that doctors will stop practicing medicine because they will be forced to treat patients in ways that are against their conscience. I am afraid that doctors will be forced to perform abortions when it is against their beliefs, therefore causing good doctors to stop practicing medicine. I am afraid that the seniors of this country who have worked all their lives and paid taxes into the system will be refused health care because they are sick or old. I am afraid there will be long lines and waiting periods when a person is sick and needs treatment right away. Those who are pushing this bill say that those of us who like our health care insurance can keep that insurance plan. But I am afraid that the government plan will be forced on the American people one way or another.
Yeah.
I'm afraid that the oldest in our country will be encouraged to end their lives. I do not trust government. I do not believe that big government is good for America. Big government is always more expensive and always less efficient. This bill will put a heavy burden on the taxpayers of our country, which brings me to an entirely different subject. We need to change our system from being funded by the income tax to being funded by the fair tax. Or being funded by a flat tax so that everyone will contribute into the system. And last of all, if a health care reform bill is passed, I think all Americans, including congressmen, should have to use this plan. Now, there are some things, or there are some concerns that I have about the current, that I have about our present system, and well, just for me, I don't like to use drugs. I think that there are other treatments. I think there's natural treatments that can be used and less invasive treatments than some drugs. I know that there are some drugs that, you know, are good at some times, but I'd rather have preventive treatment myself. I think doctors, really, it would be nice if they were trained in natural approaches to medicine. I think that it would be nice if the insurance companies would cover the cost of some of these preventative treatments. So those are the things that I am concerned about. Thank you.
What's your number? 10? Okay. The next one will be 12 because the last one was 11, so we just mix those two up.
No hard feelings. It's good to be here. My name is Jordan Pike, and I live here in Wilmington since 2004. I was born and raised in Mount Airy, North Carolina. Naturally born and raised.
You have it with you?
Oh, you know, I only have the short form. I don't have I'm one of the younger people here, so I can guess that what I'm about to say is from a libertarian's point of view and not a Republican or a Democrat point of view. So it might not be. We already have socialized medicine in this country, and we already have way too much socialized medicine. They're called Medicare and Medicaid, and they're draining the life out of this country. And I understand that some people might be on Medicare and Medicaid, but it is a government-run healthcare system, point blank. And I wish I could put every member of Congress up here. It's not just the Democrats, it's the Republicans. They're all paid by lobbyists, and I'll tell you, the reason that we can't go state to state for our insurance is because each state's representatives are being paid within that state. It's that they're getting paid millions of dollars to make sure that you can't bring your insurance from state to state, so that you won't be covered. So you'll have to pay, so their companies will get even more money. It's infuriating. I did make a couple of notes. Let's see. The gentleman that spoke about, let's see, why don't we get, what was it? What does the government run correctly? I would say that they don't even run themselves correctly. And I mean, they get to set their own wage. That just sounds like a great job. And the retirement. And I mean, it's infuriating because these Republicans that I see on television, and I'm sorry to call out the Republicans because I kind of agree with them on some things, but they're trying to take the voice of the libertarians and stick it with their message when it's not. It's not at all. They're trying to tell you that they're for small government and they're for like all these reforms, and when they voted for and will keep in place Medicare and Medicaid, just like the Democrats. They want to keep on spending millions of dollars. I mean, I think the numbers were in 2012, all the money will be gone. I mean, I'm growing up knowing that when I turn 65, there will be nothing for me. I mean, and there probably will be nothing for the people that are 30 years old right now when they get older.
There'll be euthanasia.
Yeah, well, they'll all have to kill us because they won't be able to take care of us. So this letter from Richard Burr is an example of that. I mean, thanks for writing a letter. Like, really. I mean, thank you. I mean, wow, this really helps. Then the second line of the paragraph, it says, while some politicians, as if he's not one, support government-run health care, Medicare, Medicaid, I have a different approach. What is it? What is it? It's nothing. It's that he's trying to he doesn't like Obama, and he wants to stay in office, and he's trying to run off the tailcoats of